In this video, we're going to adjust the viewport, some of the room settings, as well as some of the settings in our sprites. In this video, we're going to go ahead and make some adjustments to the viewport. So we need to click on Room if you don't already have that open. And the first thing you do is click on your instance layer. So up in your layers for your room, it should be at the top. We're going to go ahead and we are going to move your player and the solid objects up to this corner up here. So move these all up to the corner. It doesn't really matter the exact location. We're going to make some more adjustments to these later. So up in this upper corner here. We're now going to adjust some of the properties of the room. So right now this is really tiny in comparison to our screen. So we're going to go ahead and adjust it so that it looks closer or it looks larger on our screen. Okay, so down in our room settings, we're going to go ahead and adjust several things. Oh, first, before we do anything else, you need to click on background. So we're clicking on the background layer, and you've already applied your sprite grass background to the layer. We did that vertical and horizontal. Alright, now we're down in the room settings, and we're going to go ahead and adjust our width and our height here. So we're going to change this. We're going to make this much smaller. Let's try 320 by 180. So it's much smaller than what it was before. Okay, after you have that, we're going to go down to our viewports. So look down here, let's go to our viewports, and we're going to go ahead and select viewport 0. So that's our first view. And we're going to also adjust our camera view. So right now our camera is viewing this whole area, but only this much of it is filled with our background and our character. So let's go ahead and adjust this. We'll make these match. So we're going to go ahead and do 320 by 180. Okay, and the last thing is our viewport properties. Right now my viewport is at 1440 by 720. Let's just try this out and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's kind of small on my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and make some adjustments to the viewport. Okay, so the reason that it showed up so small was because we have 320 pixels by 180 pixels is our width and height. If you look at our viewport here, it says enable viewports, but we didn't make that viewport visible. So all we were seeing were these dimensions. There were no adjustments being shown with the camera or the viewport properties. So I went ahead and changed the viewport properties to 320 by 180. Let's go ahead and make this visible now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on visible here. Okay. Now if I left this at 320 and 320, oh, not 320, 180. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. Okay, this would be the row. It'd still be very small. So we're going to go ahead and make a change here. We want to keep this proportional, this is how large it's going to actually show up on the screen. So if you wanted to double this size, we could do 640 by 360 and test that out. So if you're happy with that, you could leave it that size. If not, if you want to make it larger, we could double this value, or I'm sorry, triple this value. So we could do something like 1280. Well, no, let's just triple. Let's not quadruple. So let's do 960 by 540. And let's try that out. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so those were adjustments to your viewport, the size of your display, and the size that it's being displayed at. Okay, on here you'll notice that these blocks are about 1/4 the size of our grid lines. So we're going to go ahead and make these a little bit larger so they match our grid lines. So we're going to go over to our sprite. And we're going to go ahead and adjust the width and height of this to 32 by 32. And apply that. So now whenever we go back to our room, you'll see that now these match up with the grid lines. So the other thing that we could do is we could adjust the grid lines to be 16 instead of 32. So we could have went here and did 16 by 16. Okay, just depends on your preference and what size you want to work with. So if we did that, we would want to go back and adjust the blocks to 16 again. But we'll leave it at 32 for now. Okay, and that's just this tool here will let you adjust your grids, what color they are, and so on.